Hi, I'm Hunter, and today I'm going to be talking about the Expo project that I've completed for my occupational therapy assisting program. I am pursuing a career in pediatrics, and I've always wanted to do something that I felt would help children in completing a simple ADL while also allowing them to continue the socialization that takes place within the school system. So I thought about children that use gastrostomy tubes. Also known as a G-tube or a feeding tube. Gastrostomy tubes are used in children that suffer from maybe just not getting enough nutrients. Maybe they have different abnormalities going on within their oral cavity. They might have trouble swallowing or sucking. So this is just something that they use that goes onto the abdomen, which goes directly into the stomach, that allows the child to receive all the nutrients that they need to grow healthy and strong. So a gastrostomy tube is a pretty long, big tube that they fill with a liquid that then goes through it's a bag that has a tube, and the tube's pretty long, and it goes through a pump that then pumps it into the child's stomach. And so I was just thinking about if this child goes to school, they might feel a little bit ostracized by their peers, just having a different way of eating, especially within our younger children who might just not understand that sometimes other people are a little bit different from them. So I wanted to create something that I felt children could get excited about when going back to school, something that maybe just allows for them to, put their lunch in a box, and a lunchbox like their friends. That's always an exciting part of going back to school, right? Getting all your school supplies, picking out a backpack and matches your lunchbox. And these children miss out on some of those opportunities just because their situations are a little bit different. So I wanted to create something that children and parents can use to feel a little bit more comfortable when going back to the school setting with their T-tubes. So I created this little guy. This is so you can find lunchboxes like this on Amazon, Walmart, Target, anything like that. But this particular lunchbox actually was mine in middle school. And so I had it, my mom had it, I should say. And so I wanted to use it because it is special to me. So I just made a few modifications that allow it to be a little bit more user-friendly for somebody with a gastrostomy tube. So I took just lanyards, right? They usually have a little clasp or a clip or something. So I literally just cut the top off that had the clasp. I sewed it together, and then I sewed it to the back of this lunchbox so that it keeps the bag nice and vertical. It's really easy to just unclasp and reclasp. And so it's user-friendly for children when needing to change out their bag. The bag then goes in. I actually filled it up with water just to test to make sure it was durable and it would still hold the bag up, and it does. I also tried putting a book in here just to kind of, the pump itself will be in the bag as well. And so there's ample space, so much room, even with the bag full of water. Next, for the actual tube itself, I placed this grommet in the bag, which a grommet is so awesome. I got an 8-pack on Amazon for like $10. Oh, and also, by the way, since I did use a previously owned lunchbox, I went online and just to find a different one. And this particular lunchbox, I couldn't find an exact replica of it, but I did find some that were similar for about $15. So not too crazy expensive there. And also, when I was doing a little research on making these, I saw quite a few people converting like backpacks into feeding tube, user-friendly bags. The reason I wanted to stick with the lunchbox is just because of the lining inside. It's really easy to wipe clean. It is insulated, so it does, if the food needs to be chilled or cooled, you can put in little packs if you need to keep it cool, and it keeps it insulated, so that's kind of nice. But anyways, so I put this little grommet in there, and then I actually put the rest of the tube. I did loosely coil it so that it will fit a little bit easier, because ideally the kid will just decide how much slack they'll need, and they'll pull it all the way out, and then they will then zip it back up just to make it a little bit more discreet. And then they'll be able to just, you know, attach it to their pump, their peg in their belly, and eat, and it's not very noticeable. So this is the one that I created for younger children. And then I thought, okay, well, we do have some adolescents as well that use G-tubes. So I wanted to create one that was a little bit more age appropriate for somebody that was maybe in junior high or high school. So this particular lunchbox was about $20 on Amazon. It is really nice. It's got a few different compartments. So what I wanted to do here was I wanted the bag to be at the top. So again, I just took my little lanyard. I had 2 lanyards, actually the same lanyard, so they match. So I just took the lanyard and I sewed it to this one. This one was a little bit more tricky to sew, and by the way, I sewed them by hand because this is impossible to get in a machine. So I sewed it by hand, and it is a little bit harder because this one is a little thicker material. So it did take me a few more minutes than the other one did, but really it didn't take more than 10 minutes total. So anyways, I sewed it up. I also filled this with water. You can't see it very good, but it's in there. Just so that it's nice and upright. Again, it's the same clasp, so it's nice and easy. So what I did was I cut out a rectangular shape here for the bag to carry over into the bottom of the bag where all of the tube will be and the pump. I attached another grommet to then allow for this tube to come out nice and easy. There's plenty of room down there, so it comes out really easy. And again, they can eat, they can sit with their peers and their friends, they can socialize while also still completing the ideal of feeding. So this is my project. I had a really, really fun time making it. I learned a lot, and I'm excited to move forward in the field of pediatrics and learn more ways to help children complete their ADLs and socialize and just feel happy. Thanks.